10 ultra-violent Predator games that have brilliant stories. Ever since the original Predator movie was released, there have been an ever-growing fandom around the narrative. This Arnold Schwarzenegger creature feature had some of the coolest alien designs by Stan Winston in the form of the Yautja, commonly referred to as predators because of their stunning hunting skills. They are technologically advanced and boast powerful shoulder cannons. Following the first movie, there have been some changes around the creature, and several games have been created based on its iconicity. While at the time a cash grab attempt, fans have also seen a number of solid video games that everyone enjoyed. In this video, we will look at 10 of the finest Predator games, and believe us when we say that nothing is as exciting as hunting down prey. Predator: Concrete Jungle, 2005. This game was developed by Requiem for PS2 and Xbox consoles, and had one of the most extensive storylines among all the Predator titles. It starts off in 1930, New Way City, where a Predator kills a mob boss and gets shot in the eye. He tries to escape, but once he is incapacitated, he triggers the self-destruct sequence of his ship. Unfortunately, he is too far away, and the explosion does not kill him. This failure causes him to be exiled by his clan because his antics made sure that the race would be exposed to humans. After over 100 years of exile, he gets a chance at redemption by returning to New Way City. By now, his technology has been used effectively by the gangs there. Our hero, now called Scarface, must retrieve the weapons from the warring gangs and fix his wrongs. This third-person slasher and shooter is packed with action, and it is quite exciting to control a disgraced predator. You will be delighted to have access to all the cool weapons that you have seen in the movies and comics. We loved the idea of various vision modes, such as thermal and tech, and as you move through the levels, your weapons can be upgraded. The trick is to conserve energy because some of these guns deplete the energy meter. There are a few bonus tasks that can help you improve the health and armor, and this comes in very handy during the gameplay. The boss fights were our favorites because you could literally rip off their heads and collect the skull as a trophy. The graphics were outstanding back then, and it holds good even today. We did have some issues with the controls at first, but once we got used to it, Concrete Jungle became a lot better. Our verdict is to try out this long and brutal game that has excellent replay value and can prove to be a lot of fun.
Get back!
Alien vs. Predator, 2010. Developed by Rebellion Developments, this FPS was published by Sega for Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, and PS3. It is based on the Alien and Predator franchise, and you can play as a xenomorph predator or a human marine. There are 3 campaigns, with the Alien one taking you alongside a research squad that has discovered a Yautja pyramid. They are also trying to understand their technology. Trouble starts when the aliens escape, and the United States Colonial Marines are sent in. 3 members of the Predators are also dispatched to investigate and ensure that their technology does not fall into human hands. The overlapping stories bind the game firmly, and based on the various campaigns, you can have a variety of experiences. AVP has everything to excite the sci-fi fans. The 3 campaigns are all awesome, but the Marine campaign is somewhat straightforward. There are some surprises in store for you, and we did enjoy the dark and creepy atmosphere in this one. But it gets a lot better in the Predator campaign. You have all the classics, from the dual wrist blades to the proximity mines and the plasma caster. If you want to be part of a successful hunt, you should learn the use of various vision modes pretty quickly. The Alien campaign is the worst among the 3, but the stealth-based missions are still a lot of fun. The sound was, however, quite disappointing because of the re-recorded Predator sounds without the infamous roar or screech. The combat system can be clunky and difficult at times, but things get better with the levels. It is the multiplayer mode that was frustrating because we had to wait for a long time before finding a game. Overall, AVP does have its share of flaws, but we would be lying if we said we didn't enjoy it. Predator: Hunting Grounds, 2020. This is a multiplayer first-person shooter that was developed by IllFonic and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for PS4 and Microsoft Windows. You can test the best of both worlds because one player gets to control the Predator, while 4 others can play as a team of soldiers who are on a mission. Their task is to collect some evidence and intel that would help them take down a drug lord. The soldiers can either avoid the Predator completely or simply capture it and kill it somehow. This Predator game came after a very long break, and fans were happy to explore the remote jungle settings while completing tasks. One of the main problems with Hunting Grounds is that you will obviously draw parallels with the 1987 movie. The thrill and excitement of the bullet fest are there in parts, but it often ends up being a bit too underwhelming. There is a 15-minute timer that keeps ticking, and you must find a way to complete your objectives by then. If you are playing as the Predator, you simply have to kill the team in quick time. Another issue with the gameplay is the lack of challenge while facing the enemy guerrilla fighters. You can simply go on disabling the alarm systems to avoid any reinforcements, and the fighting forces up against you are surprisingly lame. The choice for weapons is not plentiful, and if you are controlling as the soldiers, you better hide your heat signature from the Predator. If the team sticks together, the Predator can be easily defeated because it is quite powerless against 4 guns pointed at it. Even if it escapes, you can follow the green blood trail and finish it off. We would have loved it if the makers introduced some more of the exciting action scenes, but overall, this is still quite an entertaining game. Alien vs. Predator: Requiem, PSP. This game was developed by Rebellion Developments and published by Vivendi Games exclusively for PlayStation Portable. It is related to the Alien vs. Predator franchise, with the plot loosely based on the film. Set in the aftermath of the first film, the Predator has been handed the responsibility to hunt down and tackle any alien activity in a small American town. The Predator must travel through various rural and urban settings and kill all of the aliens along the way. Every true gamer loves a genuine challenge, but this one hardly has one. The aliens that you are fighting are too weak, and you have far too many advantages, such as shooting them from a great distance. Besides the easy difficulty, the claustrophobic environment is also missing, and it doesn't help that you can only play as one character. There are some good things about Requiem. The graphics aren't disappointing, and it is interesting to make use of the weapons and vision of the Predator. If only the makers focused a bit more on the difficulty, the game could have been one of the better Predator games. Nonetheless, you can still try it out for the experience of it. Alien vs. Predator, PC, 1999. This first-person shooter was developed by Rebellion Developments and published by Fox Interactive for Microsoft Windows. Like AVP, you can choose between 3 separate campaigns: the Alien, the Predator, or the Human Colonial Marine. The objectives vary depending on the side you pick. For instance, if you are the Marine, you have to fight both the aliens and Predators. While playing as the Predator, the narrative takes you through 3 different planets, and it starts off with the player hunting Marines to recover a Predator ship that has been captured. As the alien, you have to protect your kind, and it does allow you to explore the game's environments more than the other 2 characters. What we find most intriguing about this AVP are the 3 different ways of killing and staying alive. Fans of the movies are in for a treat, because this game manages to preserve the true essence of the atmospheric and frightening themes. The Marines campaign will make you feel like you are always running for your life. On the opposite hand, being the Predator will give you a sense of superiority. Being the Alien is probably the most intense campaign simply because of the complete darkness that shrouds the place. The The storyline is quite simple, but that actually works in favor of the game. It does not complicate things and keeps the objectives simple. If we must pick a flaw, it has to be the Predator's arsenal is a bit lacking. There are a few glitches in the gameplay, but ignore them and you will have one of the most entertaining Predator games ever made. Alien vs. Predator 2, PC, 2001. This is a sequel to Alien vs. Predator, 1999, and both these games take a cue from the Alien vs. Predator crossover franchise. It is a first-person shooter, and you can once again control 3 characters, each of whom has their own unique set of abilities, weapons, and story modes. The setting is premised in the year 2231, which is after the events of the movie Alien, and we see an outpost established on planet LV-1201, after the incident, where a Predator activated its self-destruct device while fighting a xenomorph. The facility is overrun by aliens. The Colonial Marines are sent in after 6 weeks to investigate. Just like a good sequel should, this game corrects a lot of flaws that were seen in the first Alien vs. Predator title. The atmosphere that has been created is commendable, and the gameplay will instill a genuine fear in the gamer. The excitement of anticipating what lies around the corner will keep you hooked. And luckily this time, you can save your progress, which makes it a bit easier than the last game. The alien is stealthier than before, but the Predator can still hunt it down courtesy of his vision modes. Among the various campaigns, getting into the skin of the Predator makes you feel the most invincible. However, when a horde of xenomorphs attacks, you can be quite helpless even with your high-tech weapons. We loved the solitary journey into claustrophobic fear, and the cutscenes between the levels adds to the experience. This wonderfully engaging game was developed by Monolith Productions and published by Sierra Entertainment for Microsoft Windows. Alien vs. Predator Arcade. This beat-em-up was released by Capcom in 1994, and the gameplay was well received by fans. The story begins in Sandrad, which has been overrun by xenomorphs. 2 cybernetically enhanced soldiers of the US Colonial Marine Corps have been left to their fate, and they are cornered by several alien drones. However, in the nick of time, a pair of predators helps them out and destroys the alien attackers. They offer an alliance to end the alien infestation. While playing this game, you can take control of the cybernetically enhanced soldiers, a predator hunter, and a predator warrior. After fighting the aliens through 7 stages, they find out that the alien infestation was caused as a result of a bio-war project. Can they restore peace on Earth? What are the predators actually up to? You ought to play this breathtaking old classic to find out. You have to admit that the premise is quite intriguing. AVP Arcade allows you to play in a world that has been infested by aliens, and you get to play with some really hardcore characters. You have to go through the levels while blasting the alien hordes. We found it interesting to take control of the predators because their default huge spears are a top draw. The climactic moments of the game are way too much fun, and we loved watching the spaceship crash and squash the remaining aliens. The gameplay deserves a special mention for being way ahead of its time, and we can guarantee that you will love punching the heads off aliens. There is plenty of action on offer, and you got to try it out for some old-timer fun. Alien vs. Predator, Atari Jaguar, 1994. This game is more of a tactical simulator, and it depicts the fall of the Camp Golgotha Colonial Marine Training Base to some xenomorphs. It all starts with an unknown space vessel that approaches the station, and when it is retrieved for further examination, the aliens run amok. The Colonial Marines take up a defensive position to protect their vessel, and they send out distress signals requesting immediate assistance. A Predator ship receives the signal, and they see it as an opportunity to hunt down the aliens. The game was developed by Rebellion Developments, the first time that they were associated with the franchise, and was published by Atari Corporation for the Atari Jaguar. This first-person shooter is premised on flat, plain environments, and the two-dimensional sprites might seem a bit outdated. But the fun has only just begun, and it is amusing how such a primitive game had a better storyline than some of the newer ones. You could play as various characters, and that would give you a different scenario and weapons. For instance, if you play as the alien, your job is to rescue the alien queen from the Predator spaceship. As an alien, you cannot heal yourself, but the ability to cocoon around a Marine is pretty cool. If the alien dies, the Marine will become a new alien, and you get to continue the narrative. Similarly, if you are playing as the Predator, your job is to finish off the alien queen quickly and take her skull as a trophy. The power to become invisible comes in handy, but at the same time, making a kill in this state causes a loss of honor. This game was highly anticipated before it came out, and it ended up receiving acclaim. Back in the day, it was one of the top 10 scariest games out there, and the uncertainty of the gameplay makes it worth trying out today. Alien vs. Predator, SNES, 1993. This game is premised on the planet Vega 4, where an underground construction crew stumbles upon a colony of aliens. These aliens move to the surface, and soon, the city is overrun by them. The citizens send a distress signal to Earth, but a nearby Predator ship intercepts the message. They see the aliens as challenging prey and decide to hunt them down on the planet. You have a total of 6 stages, and you must fight through various types of xenomorphs. In fact, some of your enemies are animals that have transformed into aliens, but retained some of their bestial characteristics. In the final stage, the Predator leaves to fight the alien queen in Orion Nebula. This entertaining game was developed by Joe Rudan for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and published by Information Global Service and Activision. It is true that some of its elements seem a bit rushed. The concept is quite exciting, but unfortunately, the execution fumbles big time. The graphics are highly ambiguous, because one moment you would see a shocking intro sequence, only to then catch some of the worst sprites ever in the next. The sound effects are rather limited, and after a while, you will grow tired of the same old thud after every hit. The punching of the Predator feels more like a slap, and the mundane level selection doesn't make things any better. The boss fights are disappointing because you literally just do the same thing over and over again. The game could have been a lot better because the story had all the elements for a promising hit, but sadly, it never lived up to its potential. Aliens vs. Predator, Extinction, 2003. This game was developed by Zano and published by EA for the PS2 and Xbox. Like many other Alien vs. Predator games, this one also offers 3 single-player campaigns that have different storylines for the alien, Predator, and humans. In the futuristic narrative, the humans land on planet LV-742 and trace an alien hive that was dormant on the planet. The initial colony is wiped out, and soon, a fierce war breaks out between the aliens and Marines. When a clan of predators land on the planet, they clash with both species as they try to take home some trophies to prove themselves to their leaders. We never thought we'd say this about the Predator games, but the alien missions are the most rewarding of the 3. Yes, the human missions provide a hell of a lot of gunfights, and the Predator ones give you a chance to look through the cool gadgets. But it is the alien campaign that comes up with something different. It might seem like forever as you try to build your usable army, but it is still something unique that the other 2 don't have.
First, repopulate the hive. Then, invade the Marine storage facility.
We had a major issue with the AI because you would bump into the smallest barriers, and units from both sides would sometimes wander off for no reason. It is also frustrating to see the medics stop healing people randomly, and other technical snags take some of the fun out of the gameplay. However, the graphics deserve no complaining over, and the monster designs are in line with the Aliens vs. Predator universe. Overall, the experience is not bad, and it does feel like a real-time strategy RTS at times. We just wish those moments were not so few and far between.
We came here with a mission. Let's finish it.